Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Makakwadash. This is Brother Kasha Kwala from the GMS Atlanta Church. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. Today I wanted to come with a lesson on martial law and certain executive orders that were passed um, for to initiate this process. Okay, because so-called white man, his biblical name is the Esau or the Edomites. They foresaw a plan that they wanted to go forth with. You know, obviously the plan came from Yahweh Shemel Shai, but they already implemented certain things so these plans can happen. All right, this is and I'm speaking primarily on martial law. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 15. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. This scripture and a lot of Second Esdras 15 is synonymous with Matthew chapter 24. All right, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men. So a separation, all right? Separation among men, just like you see in the 15th verse. It said one people should stand up against another with swords in their hands. It's going to be a race riot. If you've seen that movie, The Purge, that's a good example of it. And there was one particular scene in that movie where he had choked out a guy and killed him, but he took the mask off, and it was a blue-eyed, blonde-haired devil, which in that specific part was very symbolic. Okay, it goes to show you that one people shall fight against another. All right, with swords in their hands. When he was in there, he had his little M4, and he was fighting against those other Edomites, and he choked that one Edomite out and took his mask off, and said, said his 2 cents. But it goes to show you that Judah is going to have his hand around the neck of his enemies. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. All right, they shall not regard their kings nor princes. So in that day, there's going to be sedition, a separation among people. All right, and they're going to invade one another because what? There's going to be a food shortage. There's going to be a medicine shortage. You know, there's going to be a gas shortage. And whoever can get their hands on the necessities first are going to survive. They're not going to regard neither their kings nor princes, meaning they're going to be like, F the government, forget the state, forget the federal, forget the government, forget our mayors, forget the police. I don't care. I got to survive. All right. And their course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it says their course of their actions. So what they deem necessary of what they need to do is in their hands. They're no longer going to be looking for the government in some cases to get them by an everyday situation. No, they're going to recognize that all hell's been broke loose, and it's going to be a goddamn free-for-all. All right? According to Daniel's 12, where it says there's going to be a time like no other, it's going to be a free-for-all. That literally, what Daniel is speaking about, the kingdom is going to be up for grabs. Okay? Everybody's going to try to get it, but what they don't know is that, let me see if I can get a precept super quick. All right. I think it's in Sirach. If I can't find it, I'm going to keep moving on for the sake of the lesson. All right. Let's see. No. I might have to keep it moving if I can find it. Give me 1 second. All right, I found it. All right, because the kingdom's going to be up for grabs, but little do they know that a certain people's going to get the crown. So this is Sirach chapter 11 and 5. Many kings have set set down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of hath worn the crown. All right, so we're the ones who were never thought of. We're the ones who's gonna wear that crown. Okay, everybody's gonna be fighting for the kingdom that's up for grabs, but little do they know that the little old Israelites are gonna end up being the one who be considered the cream of the crop. Okay, so continuing, uh, that's about all I wanted. So with that being said, those few scriptures right there speaking upon martial law. No, matter of fact, verse 17: a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. They're gonna cut off all railroads, highways, whatever seaways you can, whatever you. It's gonna go into it in these executive orders that I'm about to read. In verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, so this is a little website I found, and the name of it is America 2017. So this came out last year, March. So it's almost like a little over a year old. All right. Concentration camps, list of citizens, and guillotines waiting for disruptors and anyone deemed a threat to status quo elite. Okay, so anyone deemed a threat to the elite are going to get the guillotine, are going to get concentration camps. All right, and this was all set up. So I'm going to read just a little bit, and then we're going to get into the executive orders, and I'm probably going to read every single one. So, there are over 800 concentration camps in the United States of America, all fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. So it says all fully operational and ready to receive prisoners, meaning they don't have prisoners yet, but it's fully operational, meaning they have a man staff, probably got all their equipment. Okay, they are all staffed by Americans, Russians. Man, look at this, man. They're all staffed by Americans, Russians, Chinese, and surrounded by full-time guards, but they are all empty. These camps are to be operated by FEMA. Should martial law be implemented in the United States, martial law is when the right of habeas corpus to have a trial by jury is suspended. Instead of going to a judge, you go straight to jail. Ain't no talking in this. Ain't no talking. They gonna take your ass to the concentration camp and chip your ass. All right? Okay, but the men of the Lord are gonna be protected from that. All right, in that day of tribulation. But let's get to the meat of this this whole thing. So this is Executive Order Chapter 10990. And these are synopsis of these executive orders. Allows government to take over all modes of transportation and control of highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995. It says allows the government to seize the control of communication media. So all of that, cell phones or whatnot, all your cars, okay? It's going to take control of highways and seaports, so you're not going to get anywhere land nor sea. So this is Executive Order 10997. Allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum, fuels, and minerals. Okay, so you ain't gonna go nowhere. All right. Executive Order 10998, which is synonymous to the first executive order I read. All right, allows governments to seize all means of transportation. Okay, this was just like a stamp to solidify Executive Order 10990. It says including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, and total control of over all highways, seaports, and waterways. Executive Order 10999 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. So they know there's going to be a shortage of food, and they're going to occupy all the food and ration it out. Okay, now they're going to trick people. Hey, if you get this chip, you're going to have a 3-course meal every single day. You're going to eat 3 times a day. You're going to have water and all that. No, when you get that chip, they're still going to feed you breadcrumbs like you're eating right now and not even knowing it, because America is a third world country. We eat GMO foods, okay? There is no real food over here like that, all right? And the real food that we do have, obviously, is defiled, but it's the number one producer is California, and it's going through wildfires and droughts, Okay. So Executive Order 11,000 allows the government to mobilize citizens into work brigades under government supervision, meaning slavery. All that is all that is saying is y'all Negroes gonna be some slaves, and we're gonna put some government. We're gonna have taskmasters over you. That's all that's saying. Okay, this is Executive Order 11001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11002 designate the Postmaster General to operate a national registration for all persons. That's the chip. Okay, that registration is going to be the chip. All right. Executive Order 11003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. So we understand that they have all um, control over highways, seaports, and waterways. Now they have control over all air. Okay, so there's nowhere to go. 11 Executive Order 11004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities and build new housing with public funds. Designate areas to be abandoned and establish new locations for population. 11005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Okay, they're gonna cut off a lot of cities, man. All right, okay. But matter of fact, I'm gonna stop right here. Matter of fact, no. Let me read Executive Order 11310, and I'm gonna read Executive Order 11921, which is right here. Okay, Executive Order 11310 grants authority to the Department of Justice to enforce, so the DOJ, to enforce the plans of the executive orders. Woo! So this executive order is saying do all the other executive orders that were just listed. All right, to initiate industrial support, to establish judicial and legislation liaison, to control all aliens, so strangers. You see President Trump trying to do that, with the immigrants, to operate penal and correctional institutions, concentration camps, detention camps. All right, and to advise and assist the president. Okay, Executive Order 11921. It says allows the federal emergency preparedness agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanism and production of distribution. So it's going to get all control of what gets distributed out to the public, of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and flow of money in the United States financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when a state of emergency is declared by the United States president, Congress cannot review the actions for 6 months. Okay, so all hell is going to be let go before the Congress can say shit about shit. All right, and even when 6 months hit, Congress still ain't going to say nothing because they're going to probably be subdued by the government anyway. It says the federal emergency, so FEMA, has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. So pretty much FEMA, you can do what the hell you want. All right. General Frank Salzito, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in a 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of the individual and governmental leaders from assassination and from civil and military installations, from a sabotage or attack, so like a coup, all right, as well as a prevention of descendant groups from gaining access to United States opinion or global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers are consolidated by the President Carter to incorporate the National Act, so on and so forth. All right. And it says, where are these camps? And you can go and find this link. Just type in it's on LinkedIn.com. Just go on Google and type in list of concentration camps in the United States. It says it shows you everything. Just for the sake of the lesson, and I'm gonna go back to these executive orders. But where I am, okay, where I am in Georgia, these are the list. All these right here are the list of concentration camps here in Georgia alone. But one of the main ones that caught my eye, all right, Uh, let's see. Is is right here. Facility in Irwinton Avenue off A Street, manned and staffed. No prisoners yet, though. All right. So they're ready for this. Okay. They're ready for this. And another thing, like I was saying earlier, Esau has been planning this. They've been planning this from the jump. So reading these executive orders, you know, reading these executive orders right here, executive order 10 0 9990 all the way to executive order, let's see, 11 11 11051. All these executive orders were signed by who? By President John F. Kennedy. Okay. Executive Order 11310. This was signed by Lyndon Baines Johnson. Okay. Executive Order 11921 was signed by Gerald Ford. Okay. These are not no current presidents. Okay. These are presidents from the past. This is not even going back to Bill Clinton. It's going further back. So this was already initiated. Okay. This was already initiated. All right. And especially Executive Order 11310, it orders to enforce these executive orders. Okay. So these other presidents, and especially you think President Trump knows about these executive orders right here that I'm reading? Little old me is reading Executive Order 11051. You think President Trump knows about these? Of course he does. You think he's going to Salat, you think he's going to execute these? Of course he is. He's an executive, okay? Execute, executive. He is a president of the executive branch, all right? So, of course, he's going to initiate these executive orders, okay? So, let me get something real quick, all right? Because I'm going to pull up a list of the presidents who have the most, or a list of the executive orders of the presidents. One of the presidents who has the most executive orders signed is who? Woodrow Wilson, which dates all the way back. That goes back to Revelation, the 9th chapter, okay, which is World War I, all right, which he signed 1,800 executive orders. So let's get it real quick, just for the edification, and I'm going to close it out on this list of executive orders. Let's see what we got. All right. Let's see. Right here. See, Woodrow Wilson. 1,800 executive orders signed. Donald Trump, been in office for like a year and a half, going on 2 years, already has signed 77 executive orders. Barack Obama, 276. Okay. Bill Clinton, 364. All right. Oh, I'm mistaken. Franklin Roosevelt, he signed 3,000 of them. 3,000 executive orders. They didn't start numbering him until Herbert Hoover. Okay, as you can see right here. All right. So all these executive orders have been passed by these men, these wicked ass men who were set up by the elite to do what they have to do in order to put. Look at this devil. Look at this fucking devil, man. In order to push the agenda that the hierarchy or the elite of Esau want to be pushed, man. So I hope this lesson was edifying. And a second Ezra 15 is about to come to pass, and these executive orders are about to go through. You know, these executive orders are a part of Psalm 83, man. Any way to keep the Israelites down, they'll do it. All right, because they want to keep their kingdom. All right. So again, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144. This is Brother Kasha Kuala. Until next time, I want to say Shalom.